So we're going to talk a little bit about the different types of sugars. Your processed sugars, that's pretty obvious. Brown sugar, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, which if you don't know, they just renamed it to corn sugar. So look for corn sugar in your on your labels from now on. We got to read food labels. Anything that ends in ose is sugar. Processed honey. That would also include processed agave. Okay, anything that's been heated, treated, processed shoots the glycemic index through the roof. That's why honey's gotten such a bad rap. You'll hear doctors and other people say don't eat honey, it's horrible for you, don't give honey to infants, and that's a whole other story. But there's no scientific basis behind it. But the reason that it's gotten a bad rap is because of the processing that's done to honey. So here are your healthier choices. And then I'm going to make a very important point after this. Agave nectar needs to be raw, needs to be clear. Okay, you won't find that in very many places.
Nature's Pantry has it.
I have it too. Barley malt, brown rice syrup, palm sugar. Palm sugar and Lakanto are probably my two favorite sugars. Palm sugars from a coconut palm. It has a much higher mineral source because it has a much more extensive root system. If you think about cane and the way cane grows, if you've ever seen cane or you know how it grows, it's a very water-heavy process. I mean, they have to basically flood the fields of sugar cane all day. I mean, it uses millions of gallons of water to grow sugar cane. So there's no root system. So there's no minerals in it. There's very few nutrients in cane sugar because it doesn't have to develop an extensive root system. But palm sugar does. So it has a higher mineral content and a much lower glycemic index because of that. Dates, maple syrup, same thing. You want grade B maple syrup. There's all different kinds of maple syrup. Molasses, blackstrap molasses, has a very rich mineral content. Raw honey. Raw honey is one of the best foods on the planet, but it's got to be raw. As soon as it's processed or anything, it's just destroyed. And know your source. If you knew what they were doing to bees right now, it's crazy. They actually feed bees high fructose corn syrup so they produce faster. It's kind of like giving cows antibiotics so they produce more milk. They do it to bees. They do it to every creature on the planet. It's crazy. So you got to know your source. They spray them with all kinds of chemicals and just all kinds of things going on. So know where your raw honey comes from. Lakanto, they've been using it in Japan forever. This has it tastes like sugar and it has 0 calories, no glycemic index. It's awesome stuff. It's just really expensive. And then stevia. Stevia is by far the best choice because it's just a sweet plant. There's 0 sugar in stevia. It has a nice sweet taste. There's different stevias on the market. Some kind of have a bitter aftertaste, some don't. I actually just ordered, and we're going to kind of talk a little bit about body ecology when we get there, but I just ordered a couple stevia cookbooks because I want to see what we can make with stevia so that we don't have to use sugar that still tastes good. One of the things I make, just to give you an example, is I take my raw goat's milk and I put in some raw vanilla beans, just like a half a teaspoon of raw vanilla beans and a couple drops of stevia, and it tastes like a cookies and cream milkshake. It's super good. So there's things you can do. So does that kind of give kind of a summary of sugars? I mean, I know there are a couple of questions about it. Do you want to talk about fruits and vegetables and things like that? Up to you guys. I mean, like I said, the general rule of thumb. Well, here, let me make the important point first. Okay? This better than this. Okay? This bad in an unhealthy body. I don't care if it's natural. If you have an unhealthy body, you have candida or fungus, you have cancer, you have diabetes, you have an autoimmune condition, you have any chronic illness, you better not be eating this either. Or you should be learning how to severely limit this. Because it's probably what caused your problem. This probably caused your problem in the first place. So you said, okay, I'm going to be healthy, I'm going to switch to this. Bad idea. Okay? We want to do that because, again, we're addicted, so we're like, okay, let's just go the healthy route. That's not the healthy route. Like I said, there's multiple steps to health and to healing. This is your first step. Okay? But still, not good in an unhealthy body. Can I stress that enough?
I thought stevia had 0% glycemic index.
Okay, stevia, I would make an exception for stevia, absolutely.
Yeah,
yes,
zero
thank you for
calories.
saying that.
Yeah.
Yes, stevia, absolutely. fine.
Will you speak to kombucha?
Yeah.
Because that's
Kombucha-
sugar.
Kombucha in an unhealthy body, no. It's a wild fermentation. If you have candida fungus or yeast, it'll feed it. If you have cancer, I wouldn't do it. There would be other people that would tell you contrary. That's what I believe.
Do you make yours with brown rice sugar, or how do you make it?
Make what?
Your kombucha.
I don't make kombucha.
Oh. If you were, would you use a brown rice sugar, or would you use your palm sugar?
I don't even know how to make kombucha, to be honest
Oh,
with you.
okay.
I don't even know what it is.
It's a very healthy drink. I mean, there's tons of live enzymes and B vitamins. But again, that to me, that should be in a healthy body. Nobody with a chronic illness, especially a candida fungal infection.
Palm sugar.
Do you have ways that you go about testing for candida or fungal?
Yes, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit.